e tautoko ana ngā mihi kumihia. Tūtahi ake he hōnore ki te runga rawa, nāna nei ngā mea katoa mai te rangi ki te whenua. Ka mihi ki taku kingi tūheitia po te tau te whero te tūwhitsu, o te rā koutou o te whare kāhui ariki, tēnā koutou. Ki ngā mate, ka oti te haere, I runga te mato te whenua, e maharana mātou ki a koutou. Mai, I roti te aroha o tō tātou ariki. Ki a koutou ngā whanaunga o tēnā iwi, o tēnā ui, ko tai mai ki te tautoko te kaupapa ka mui a tātou, nei rā te mihi ki a koutou. Nō mātou te honore I te tainga mai o koutou. Ki a koe te minita, o te rā koutou katoa te karauna, tēnā koutou. Ki oku rangatira, koutou katoa te iwi, o te whakatōhea, ka nui te mihi ki a koutou mō tēnei honore. I support the words that have been spoken this morning. As whakatōhea, we have supported the kingitanga since its inception. Kingi tūheitia, te whare kāhui ariki, thank you for honouring us with your presence here today. I similarly acknowledge those who are no longer physically with us, those who have suffered and sought justice for the atrocities of the Crown, inflicted on our whānau, our hapu and our iwi over the past 150 years or more. We are thinking of you, you are in our hearts. To our iwi who have come to support us today, thank you. We remember our tipuna in 1864, uniting to form the 800-strong Tairāwhiti Taua to support the kingitanga and other iwi to defend their lands from the Crown invasions in the Waikato and the wider Bay of Plenty. We remember the battles of Tapuai Haururu, Orako, Gate Pā, Pukahinahina, Makatū, and Te Kaukauroa. Through these battles and the battles following the invasion of Aotearoa by the Crown, we lost highly valued and needed leaders and whānau members, adding to the years of hardship and struggles for whānau, hapu and the iwi. And the impact of this is still being felt by us today. I also want to acknowledge the substantial support that we have received over the years from many on an aroha basis. To those who helped us with the previous deed of settlement between 1996 and 1998, Gina Rudland of Ngāti Porou, Colin Carruthers, King's Council, who is still supporting us today, tēnā koe Colin. Judge Greg Davis of Ngāpuhi and Ngaitai, and Joseph McFarlane. And for today's deed of settlement, I would like to similarly acknowledge Jason Poe of Ngāpuhi who has worked tirelessly for us. Kia koe Jason, koutou koto whānau, ka nui te mihi. To our taumata kaumātua, the Whakatōhea Trust Board, including Chair Robert Edwards and Chief Executive Dickie Farrer, the Pre-Settlement Claims Trust, including Chair Paki Ristra, our negotiators, Maui Hudson, and again, Jason Poe, our project manager, Arihia Tuoro, and administrator, Gina Smith. We thank you for your energy, or your mahi, and for all the support that you have given each other and getting us here today. I'd also like to acknowledge the haukainga who continue to look after our marae, our hapu, and our iwi. Thank you for all you have done to make the last few days special. Ānau mā, paura mā, nei rā te mihi ki a koutou. And I also want to acknowledge all of our people who have travelled from near and afar to be here today, to represent your whānau, to represent your tipuna. Ka nui te mihi ki a tātou katoa. And also want to thank all my kaumātua and fellow trustees of te tāwharau o te whakatōhea for the privilege of speaking on behalf of whakatōhea in response to the Crown. To you, Minister, and to the rest of the Crown Party, thank you for coming to Opotiki to apologise, particularly for betraying the trust that our rangatira had in you when they signed Te Tiriti o Opotiki 183 years ago to this day, waging war against us and confiscating whakatōhea taonga, including our ships, the town we had already built, here with houses, marae, bridges, and other physical, social, and economic infrastructure, causing the loss of lives of our rangatira, devastating whakatōhea communities, creating conflict between whānau and hapu, and as the Minister said, the loss of mātauranga whakatōhea, which we are still feeling the impacts of today. Minister, we acknowledge the Crown's apology. Good things take time. Good things don't come easy. Getting here today has been a very long struggle. The struggle started over 100 years ago when our tipuna commenced the first of numerous petitions to Parliament, seeking inquiries into the wrongs inflicted upon us. It's important to acknowledge that while 2/3 of us support this settlement, 1/3 of us do not. Ka nui te mihi ki a koutou o te whānau moko moko. And while today's settlement is superior to the Crown settlement offer in 1996, as the Minister said, no settlement can provide justice for the wrongs done against our whānau, our hapu, and our iwi. That said, I know our tipuna want us to move forward. For the sake of our mokopuna, we must move forward. As whānau, as hapu, as an iwi, we must unite and move forward as one. Raupatu had a huge impact on our tipuna, but they did not allow it to define them. This settlement helps us move forward, but it will not define us. Our whakapapa and our relationships define us. The qualities of muriwai and our other tipuna define us. And while Raupatu severely undermined our hapu, that never stopped our tipuna, our kaumātua, our hapu, working together to unite as an iwi. I refer to one of our whakatauki from my tuakana te kahautu. E roi te whakatōhea, I te roi a tinirau. Our iwi will be weak if we are divided. But together through kotahitanga, we will be strong and unbreakable. To reflect on what we have lost, I would like to read some passages from our historical account that references the government records, not our records, the government records, which highlight the prosperity of our hapu, of our iwi, prior to Raupatu. And I quote, "Whakatohea soon realised the advantage of controlling the transport in the Auckland trade. Beginning in the early 1840s, they acquired their own fleet of schooners and cutters. At least 22 ships were registered to whakatohea owners, comprising a significant proportion of the New Zealand registered vessels at that time. Government officials visiting whakatohea described them as one of the most prosperous iwi in the Eastern Bay of Plenty. Whakatohea also developed local and regional infrastructure. They were involved in building a new road opened by March 1841, linking Opotiki and Turanga Gisborne, and in establishing a postal service between the two centres. Within their own rohe, Whakatohea built miles of good roads and several bridges of exceptional quality or workmanship, equal to many on the Great South Road. In the early 1860s, this road system provided access to a flour mill. The Whakatohea hapu Ngāti Ira, under their rangatira Hira Te Pōpō, built this mill in 1858 for the cost of £800 and transported their produce to Auckland in their own kata, the Hira. And Whakatohea developed political structures to deal with the changes in their economy and society. In 1861, a visiting Crown official reported that 2 large runanga were operating, one for young people and one for adults, unquote. Again, we know that no settlement can ever fully compensate us for our losses. However, this settlement is about providing us with hope for our future. It's about reasserting our mana. And that's one of the reasons why we chose to receive the Crown's apology and sign the deed of settlement here in town, here at Whitiko, on land being returned. 150 years ago, our land, our town, our physical, social and economic infrastructure was taken from us. So this settlement gives us hope because it enables us to focus on reasserting our mana and realising the vision of mana whenua, including the establishment of a kaitiaki forum over our rivers and overseeing the return of 6,000 hectares. Mana moana, including harbour funding and 5,000 hectares of ocean reserved for aquaculture, complementing our existing marine farm of 3,800 hectares and our mussel factory. Mana tangata, including education endowment, te reo and cultural revitalisation funds. Minister, while we have a vision of manu motuhake, reasserting our mana over ourselves, our lands, our moana, we're not there yet. We still need a relationship with you, our treaty partner. We still have work to do together. At the iwi, we are fortunate that our tipuna gifted us qualities which inspire us into our future. Our tipuna Muriwai was widely known for her strength, her determination, her resilience. So important were these qualities that our tipuna named us after such qualities, not her name. That makes us unique as an iwi. Carrying the name whakatohea is a constant reminder to us of the qualities that are important for us in our future journey as a tribe. Strength, determination, resilience. To create a better future for our mokopuna. Just as Muriwai did when she embarked on the long journey from her homeland with her brothers and whanaunga across the great ocean to Moana Nui a Kiwa, to Aotearoa, to create a better future for her uri, for us. And it's upon us to continue that journey together as whānau, as hapu, as an iwi, to create a better future for our uri. In finishing, I'd like to leave us with two key challenges. The first is for each and every one of us to continue our path of reasserting our mana, our pride. And this starts with the way that we think about ourselves, learning our own history, learning our own stories. Knowing our history will make us stronger. Our history is full of inspirational leaders. We all know of Tutamure, our famous warlord, and his qualities of courage and strength, and his leadership and strategy skills. The second challenge is for the 90% of us who don't live here in our hometown of Opotiki. As an iwi, we need our home base to be strong. When we come home, we expect our marae to be flourishing. We expect our urupa to be maintained. We expect our taonga, our rivers, our beaches to be protected. We expect our reo, our tikanga, to be flourishing. And while there is some great talent here in Opotiki, there is a huge amount of pressure on the 10% of us who live here. The challenge is, how can we better support the haukainga? What if more of us moved home to spread the load? If just 20% or 1 in every 5 of us moved home, we would double the town's population, further reasserting our mana. How can we encourage the revitalisation of our home base? How can we, through this settlement, prioritise the needs of the haukainga? And if we can't move home, how can we still support the haukainga? To be an iwi, we need our home base to be strong. In conclusion, we know that if we continue to focus on our grievances, we will continue to suffer. But our mokopuna deserve better than that. By focusing on uniting ourselves towards a future vision of reasserting our mana in a positive way, we will continue to grow as whānau, as hapu, as an iwi. Minister, we look forward to a future of whakatohea returning to prosperity and moving together in a spirit of good faith and partnership and friendship. We look forward to the Crown rebuilding and honouring the trust that our rangatira had in you when they signed Te Tiriti o Opotiki on this day 183 years ago. E te iwi, the signing of this deed of settlement today is not just a ceremony. It is not just a celebration. It is part of a long journey of healing our people so that we can move forward from the travesties of our dark past into a brighter future. E roi te whakatōhea, e te roi a tini rau. Divided we are weak, united we are strong. Whakatōhea, tā wharautia. Whakatōhea, tā wharautia. Whakatōhea, tā wharautia. Nō reira e te iwi, tēnā koutou, mauri ora kia tātou.
Kia ora.
Maruhi atu I runga o tirohanga te tau whakaari, whakarerea, kei te kapaka.